What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets Radio. We broadcast live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. We want to thank everybody that watches these videos and tunes in and calls in. Our shows have been, the last couple weeks have been nuts. This video is a quick video about some of the free agents. We're about, 25 days away or whatever it is from free agency, and the rumor mill is running rampant. The first thing you got to realize is a lot of these authors of these articles are getting very desperate for clicks. This is the worst time of year for football news. So you got to start stretching the story a little bit. You got to kind of start, I don't want to call it all clickbait, but there's a lot of nonsense out there. So we'll go with nonsense for now. So you got to take it all with a grain of salt. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of stories. I'd say probably 80% of them are false. Then with that being said, the other 20%, agents are going to start leaking stories. Teams will start leaking stories. Obviously, the Jets with Le'Veon Bell, we've talked about it endlessly. I will never understand why the team keeps disparaging Le'Veon Bell. It makes no sense. If you want to trade him, hype up his value and trade him. If you're going to keep him, why don't you just embrace it and make it a positive experience? But what am I? I'm just a fan. I have no idea. So we'll go through the rumor mill real quick. The first thing is Damon Snacks Harrison is released by the Lions. Mutual agreement as per him. And immediately we get tons of messages on our Twitter account, @TalkJetsRadio. We got to sign him, we got to sign him, we got to sign him. Listen, I love Snacks as a player, and you can make an argument way back when with Mo and Sheldon, all those guys. Snacks is probably the best player, and he cost the least amount of money out of all of them. But if we look at what this team is and we look at where we are, he's just not a fit. I mean, we have so much invested in defensive line. We got rid of Leonard Williams, thankfully. You got a big high round pick in Quinnen Williams there, first round pick there with a lot of money. You got Henry Anderson, you got McClendon, you got all these guys in the defensive line. Snacks Harrison, great player, leader, local guy, all this stuff. Not the answer. It's just not the right guy at the right time for this team. The money's got to be spent elsewhere. We just don't need him. Alshon Jeffery, another one. And listen, I'm all about receivers. We need receivers. It's pretty clear now that Robbie Anderson's not coming back. He's going to get top dollar, which the Jets, you can make a very good argument the Jets screwed the pooch with this one if they let him walk with no compensation. If that's the case, you should trade him at the trade deadline, but whatever. We'll see how it plays out, but it's pretty clear Robbie's going to be gone. A compensatory pick is not ideal. You should have got something for him. But with that being said, Alshon Jeffery, I always liked the player with the Eagles now. Dude, he's 30 years old, coming off a Liz Frank injury, and makes a ton of money. So trading for him makes absolutely no sense. And then as a free agent, it kind of depends on what he wants, but he is not a building block for the future. And I'll keep saying this because what you got to look at, this is a team that you want receivers with Sam for the next 4 to 5 years. We got to get some kind of cohesion, some kind of chemistry. Build your offense the right way, not with stop gaps and not with Band-Aids. You have your 2 tight ends in Herndon and Griffin. You have Jamison Crowder. Now get the pieces around them. The running back situation seems to be in flux with Le'Veon Bell. So give him the receivers. Alshon Jeffery, I just don't see it. I don't see trading for him. And once he's that, I know he's got a relationship with Adam Gase, but it's just coming off an injury, older, not exactly well-liked in Philadelphia right now. Is that really what you want? Not for me. Another one which caught all kinds of with flair was Beckham Jr., Odell Beckham Jr. And listen, it's impossible to dispute his talent. The first thing is, what are you giving up to get him? Especially with Jarvis Landry hurt in Cleveland. If you're going to get him, you're going to give up a fortune. And the Jets, first of all, you don't have the draft picks to do it. Secondly, we're not one player away. We keep talking about build through the draft, all this, and now you want to give away how many picks to get this guy. And I'm never disputing his talent. Just me, but it's compensation. The contract I'm okay with. It's just how many picks you get away to get him? And secondly, it's does he even want to leave? Does he even want to come here? It's to me, I just think it's so much to do about nothing. I don't think it's ever going to happen. And, and other players you keep talking about, trade for AJ Green, trade for, we got to be really careful what we're trying to do here. This is one of the deepest wide receiver classes in a long time. They said, Daniel Jeremiah on NFL.com said there's 3 rounds worth of very good wide receivers. You can get excellent value in the 3rd round, 2nd round. Why not try to find ways to get these guys and bring these guys in? If you don't want to give Robbie Anderson $13 or $14 million, to give that kind of money to a pedestrian guy doesn't make any sense to me either. Or trading for an oft-injured guy. Emmanuel Sanders, everybody talks about him. Oh, give him 2 years. Okay, but what are you paying him? Signing guys that are 32, 33, 34 years old are not ideal. It's only a matter of time if they start breaking down. And the best ability for a receiver is availability, especially with Sam Darnold. everybody's so worried about, oh, we got to give them tools, got to give them weapons. If the guys aren't going to be on the field like Quincy and Nunwa, then what? So for me, my goal in my perfect world is young guys on the rise. You can make an argument it's Robbie, but that ship has sailed. So now you got to find other options. So it could be the draft. There's other lesser known guys. People mentioned Perryman, Paul Richardson, players like that. It's going to be interesting. But the most important thing with free agency is, you look at the price tags for the offensive linemen, they're going to be enormous. The price tags are huge. Humphrey's got a big deal. Conklin and Thuney are going to get mega money. You're gonna have some challenges here. So you got to, in terms of the free agency, I'd say look at what's your compensation, and if you're going to trade for somebody, how much you're giving away with so many limited resources. So for me, the summary of the 6-minute video is no to Jeffery. Beckham Jr., I don't ever see happening. No to Snacks, just because of what we have. In terms of cuts coming up, we talked about it a lot. I see all the common names that everybody's talking about. Nothing would surprise me. That's being said, Tremaine Johnson, Avery Williamson, Darryl Roberts, Brian Winters, Josh Bellamy, all gone. That it all makes sense to me. And I try like hell to bring back Brian Poole. I bring back Jordan Jenkins, and I bring back Kelvin Beachum and Alex Lewis too, in my opinion. If we see how free agency plays out and the whole thing with Le'Veon Bell, I bring back Bilal Powell for another year too. But it's going to be interesting. So I'm just touching on some rumors here. 6-minute video. We're live every Tuesday night. Also check out Let's Talk Mental Health. We do a lot of videos over there, and I'll talk to you next time.